So by the way, my name's Lee, and this actually is the most recent version of Lee. The most recent version. In fact, I put my name into an AI generator a few days ago, said Lee Jeyes, and this was the image that the AI generator created of me that it took completely off the internet. I didn't upload any photos, I didn't upload any of my profiles, I just put Lee Jeyes, generate image, and apparently this is the latest version of me. So I'm not entirely sure whether it's better or worse yet. I'll let you guys decide that. I'm still waiting for the arm to emerge at some point. But often, this is the image that people have of me when I come to events like this and talk about innovation. They're expecting me to talk about robots and drones and AI. And there'll be a little bit of artificial intelligence today, but there won't be a lot of it. The experience that I'm about to share and the lessons I'm about to share are from the trenches. They're from the front line. I started my job at Walmart as a 15-year-old boy stacking shelves just for Christmas. And I'm on the stage today in front of you 16 years later, recently just left the organization as the head of innovation, trying to make sense of all of that 16 years and trying to convert it into stories, lessons, and messages that can help every single person in this room. To give you a bit of a perspective on how big of an operation it is, Walmart is the second largest company in the world, and it's the second largest employer in the world. Only second to the Chinese army, which is a kind of scary stat. So this implementation and these lessons would often be rolled out and impacted of millions of associates, typically anywhere between 1.2 and 1.4 million employees would see the impact of the technology and innovation that we would be building. And then on the customer side, anywhere between 300 to 400 million people a day would see the impact, which is scary. I can tell you, starting as a 15-year-old shelf stacker and then pressing buttons and building innovation that would impact 300 million people, it was a scary opportunity. And there's a lot of chaos in innovation. This is one of my favorite quotes, and I truly believe, although this is true, it doesn't have to be the case. There are ways to make sure that as you go through change in your business, that it's not chaotic. Where do you start? And just getting started is the hardest part of innovation. It seems so simple, but I can't tell you how many people get lost in a cycle of inaction, where their ideas are stuck in their head. They've got ideas and they don't know how to get started. They don't know where to begin, or the sheer amount of change, options becomes super overwhelming. My only objective today is to make sure that tomorrow you go back to your business and you're able to apply what I share with you into your day-to-day decision making. Here's my first summary. We do not have an innovation challenge. And if you really want to learn how to innovate inside of your own business, you first have to learn more and more and more about people. It is not about the technology. That was cool, sexy, it's part of the plan. But fundamentally, technology alone will not get you there. And most projects, most innovation fails not because the technology doesn't work, although at times it doesn't work. It's about the people elements of it. So my summary is, we actually don't have an innovation challenge. And if I asked you to do one thing today, it would be to spend less time looking at just all the cool, sexy, and exciting tech. Spend time doing that, it's important. But spend more time thinking about the culture and the leadership that's going to be required so that you can actually leverage at the rate and the pace required to be successful, that innovation. My final message before I get into those lessons that I spoke about. It's very easy in any industry to look on the outside. You see Amazon, there used to be a swear word inside of Walmart, I'm so happy I can say that now. You see other organizations, you see your competitors, maybe you blame some technology, you blame the government, you blame all these things, and you look outside and you say, it's not my fault we are where we are. My ask of you is spend more time looking internally to your organization. I'm not saying you're getting it wrong. Right now what I'm saying is you've got a lot of things right. But at the same time, a ship is sunk because of the water on the inside. It won't be Amazon and what they can do that takes over Walmart. It will be Walmart's ability or lack of ability to make sure that that 55% is engaged and ready to row in the right direction of the transformation that's required in that retailer. And the same will be true for many of your businesses. So if you think about when you leave the event today and you're like, where do I start? Start by thinking about what is the goal of your organization? Where are you trying to go 5, 10 years from now? And then think about, of all the resources, it could be 10 people, 100 people, 10,000 people, 1.4 million people. How much of that time, resources, and energy are you putting into running the business today? And then you're going to put into running the business and building it for tomorrow. Do not blend them together. Because what happens is we end up with things like, it's everybody's job to innovate. Which means if it's everybody's job, it's nobody's job. And it never gets done. So if you think about your objectives and you get clear on the goal, and my Whoop band is now vibrating because my heart rate's probably a little high. Think about separating the resources. Have a separate pool of funding. Have a separate pool of resources. Have a separate pool of people working on it. Don't blend them together and make the people who are trying to fly the plane and run the business today be the people that are reinventing it, because they will always go back to the safest option. Thank you again for your time.